Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, October 18, 2016, 3:21 p.m. And we have 23 days to Trump. Counting them down, and I cannot wait. Let me tell you what's in the news right now. A few things. One, I'm going to just briefly go over this because I got a laugh out of it, and that's about all it's worth. Those of you who keep up with Alex Jones, I don't. Someone tells me something came on, then I may go and look at it. And someone today called me and panicked and left a message and said, "Oh my God, Hillary is going to let Michelle Obama run in her place." That is funny. And it's never going to happen either. However, they say that the Democrats, that side can do anything they want. Well, I'd say it's a toss-up between Michelle Obama and a jackass. I think the jackass may get more votes than she would. And but anyway, we're looking for 23 days for Trump. Now, you've heard about all of a sudden this stuff about Russia, and it was even said today, mentioned today by someone, Joe Biden. I mean, why don't they keep him, sew his lips together, really, and sew his hands to his side? He can't keep them off kids, the pervert. But in any case, Russia's freaking out over this. I may have mentioned it on a blog. I'm not sure. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. But they're doing a mock evacuation of 40 million people, which includes many cities. And I'm not so sure that they're leaving city. I mean, a mock evacuation of 40 million people is a lot of work. But I don't believe that is happening. Something may be, but I don't believe that is. And as far as a strike, as Biden said, preemptive, that's not going to happen either. And when the time comes on the 23rd day, Trump will make it loud and clear to Putin, hey, don't get your panties in an uproar. Nothing's going to happen. And nothing will happen because the timing is not right, even reading into Ezekiel 38:39. And but that is not going to be a war. And Benjamin Netanyahu blasted the crap out of the UN about them officially, according to the UN, making the Palestinians in charge of the whole Temple Mount. In other words, no Jews allowed without the Palestinian consent. Yeah, every one of those guys that come up on Temple Mount will get shot if they try to remove one Jew. Remember that, because that will happen. And I had something else I really wanted to throw in there. But we need to understand, too, CNN, this whole CNN is MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, they're all pro-Democrat. They were interviewing Ben Carson. I mean, they interrupted him 100 times in a 3-minute segment. So he didn't have anything to say, really, because of the interruptions. But what he was trying to get across to them is you have a train wreck that's about to happen. Now, if you've got two guys back in the third car and they're duking it out, but yet ahead is a cliff. What do? Well, according to CNN, there's no cliff ahead, so go on back and take care of the guys. Yeah, see, CNN, they're blind. They have these blinders. They have tunnel vision and no more. And another, look, Hillary's not going to make it. She may do something and not be at the next debate. This is the talk. And I don't know what would or could occur. In my opinion, that doesn't matter. The vote still goes on schedule on November the 8th, and we'll find out on the 9th who the winner is. So another thing that Ben Carson kept trying to tell these people, and they couldn't get it in their head. He said about your priorities are wrong. And this is what it is, what he's trying to say. There is not a political solution to a spiritual problem. That's all he wanted to say. And they took that apart. So the fact is that the left, they want to control the spiritual side of it, the church. And that's not going to happen. Trump will make sure that nothing changes there. Trump, the first thing he will do is let Russia know, hey, calm down, guys. They've already been reprimanded. That's about it. Can't do anything else. And we don't want to go to war. Not now. We want to heal. We want Trump to come in, because if God brought him in, you have to keep something in mind. When God brought Trump up for this, that was planned a long time ago, perhaps even before man was put on earth. I believe God had everything planned. He looked at every scenario before he enacted and made it happen. And but at the same time, it was our prayer that also brought Trump. And very specifically, 2 Corinthians 7:14. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Even though God already knew this was going to happen, so that meant that we had to pray. But, only God can put these things together. Was there an outside chance who would not have prayed? Of course. And there would have been a different scenario altogether. But also, Trump will get an extension. He will get he'll have God, or in some way, let's work this out. I can do it. But what you hear tonight in Trey Smith on that I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. I want you to go to Skywatch TV News and listen to Derek Gilbert have a talk with Trey Smith. Trey Smith is the one who did the good Trump video that the coming landslide, if you recall that. He's the one that put all that together. But he added something new tonight on Skywatch. And I looked at it, and it was a total of what I watched about 14 minutes, and it was worth every second of it. And Trey Smith adds more. And wow, I mean, everything is coming together for the United States. We will have Donald Trump as president. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. That could be changed, but it would be a change that God would make. And the only change that I could see that would happen would be a rapture of the church in place of Trump, because you know there will be chaos. You know that Hillary would, the troops will go to your house and get your gun. And if you're a praying Christian, they will take you away. You will either be shot or you will be headed off to a prison. Well, again, that's not going to happen. 4 years later, it may. Don't know. But I just want to give you that update and a few little things that were said here. And it galls the crap out of anyone telling them that there's not a political solution to a spiritual problem. They hate that. They want to be in charge. And those, all the Republicans that left and went over there, you Republicans, it wouldn't matter if every one of you went to the side and even voted for Clinton. Trump's still going to be president. Look, you can't override God. It doesn't matter if you bring in 100 million illegal votes, 200 million. It's not going to happen. Trump will be our next president. Guys, bank on it. Trump is going to turn this country around, and oh, you will be the happy camper that it'll be a miracle to see what you see him do. Because if God brought him up for this, then God brought him up and gave him the tools to make it work. Jody Wolf, Expoz.